Hi, this is David Ware with the State Archives. Today we are marking the drawing down of Arkansas Archives Month, as well as acknowledging the fact that we're coming up on the evening of festivities and trickery known as Halloween. Halloween is supposed to be a time for things that are a little chilly, a little scary, a little mysterious, and many people think that archives work is a bit mysterious too. So for today, I'm going to take you downstairs into the conservation area of the State Archives, where mysterious things are happening to records from one of our western counties. Hi, I'm outside the #1 Capitol Mall building, the home of the Arkansas State Archives, with archivist Jane Wilkerson. And Jane, what are you guys doing?
We are currently working on the mortgage and chattel mortgages from Howard County.
Okay.
We have had them about 2-3 years now.
Okay.
And we saved them from the courthouse basement.
Okay, now this is that lovely deco-looking courthouse in Nashville.
Yes,
right?
sir.
You say saved them.
There's some pump went out.
Oh.
And the basement had all their historic records.
Mm-hmm.
And they had about 2 inches of water in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
But it had been quite a bit higher, about waist high at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God they were on high shelves about 6 foot tall.
Mm-hmm.
The loose papers, and that's what a lot of what we're unfolding is.
Now the problem you face here, though, is that a lot of the records are potentially hazardous to handle,
Mm-hmm.
right? What's the danger?
A lot of them were, when they got wet, were exposed to mold. So that's why we're out here working to keep the mold from spreading, as well as the fresh air is helping us, and the mask that we're wearing. But most of what we're working on right now is very lightly covered in mold. Now, some of it was more heavily damaged,
and that the more heavily molded and mildewed stuff, that's the stuff that we are sending off to have microfilmed.
Yes.
Eventually, the idea is that we will continue filming some of the less infectious material here.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is to preserve the record and do it in a way that does not endanger safety here.
Right.
These records, some of them date back as far as the 1870s.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any of these documents that are particularly typical? I noticed one there, mortgage, crop, and chattel.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the itemization of property here. One black horse, male, 11 years old, named, looks like Pat.
Yes.
Okay, one black horse, male, 11 years old, named Jim. Okay, one Jersey cow named Jersey. one red cow named
Mammy.
The red heifer, no name yet. And a Studebaker wagon. What Jane, ably assisted by Stephanie Carter and April Goff, was doing down there was, in a way, a kind of records triage. Many of the records from Howard County came in very bad condition, so much so that you wanted to wear protective clothing in order to handle them. They are stored in an isolation vault down in our conservation lab The boxes have been brought out. They're being prepared for filming by a company that specializes in filming in controlled environments, basically doing mold and mildew abatement. The records themselves may in fact be destroyed at the end because they may be deemed just a little bit too biologically active to be allowed to live. But this is a good example of the challenge of records management. I hope you've enjoyed this visit to the Arkansas State Archives Conservation Department. The work we're doing with the Howard County records and other county records, preparing them, microfilming them, preserving them, in fact locating them, is something that's going to keep us busy for a long time. On behalf of the State Archives crew, and in honor again of Arkansas Archives Month, this is David Ware from the State Archives reminding you, here at the State Archives, we have Arkansas's treasures, and some mysteries, and some scary stuff to boot. 200 years worth of it and more. And it's all waiting here for you to explore. Thanks.